and there is a device that is part of your network. So what can you tell me about that? What does it do? How will it help us live better lives?
Jane, whatever I tell you about this device, you will not believe it. Please, and we are talking about a magnet generator.
A magnet generator?
A magnet generator. You start it once, and after that, it runs.
I know you guys are very excited, because I will continue to tell you about Slobodian's Perpetuum Mobile, which runs as Robert said. Death of Andrii Slobodian in August of 2020. Close collaboration between Andrii Slobodian and Robert J. Reich and the joint work of Infinity SAV from Korea and Roche Energy projects from Germany. And at the end you will find out what is the main secret of magnetic generator and where is the new generator today 2 years after the death of its creator. Let's start with history. How it all started. The MG magnetic generator still haunts the minds of internet users and many are even trying to recreate a replica. In 2017, Andrii Slobodian and Robert J. Reich start working together. After the first video publications of the so-called Slobodian's magnetic generator, a lot of speculation appeared about the presence of batteries inside the white drum. Since it was not possible to see what was inside the drum, some turned their attention to the so-called control system. For some reason, the control system is blurred in the videos published on behalf of the company. It probably makes some sense. Perhaps the viewer watching this video can understand how Slobodian's control system works.
Mamy tak podróżu. To jest, u nas jest kleszcze i szczupły, które podrobienia formuła stosowana na to. Personalnie myślę, pojazdy taka formuła.
No, everything is much simpler. This is one of the few non-blur videos I've found posted on the GAIA project's channel. All electronics are clearly visible, and Slobodian and Sean talk about its purpose. Let's listen what they say about the components of the device.
The generator itself, the magnetic drum, consists of magnetic and amphiphiliar coils. Then we can have here a motor, driving motor. Then we proceed to the electric part of the generator with the frequency converter. Here you can see 3 gauges showing the ampermeter, voltmeter, and then frequency meter. Below you will see the launch capacitors here. So Andrew will now proceed with the start of the generator. PCB. Oh, and the most important thing, of course, the PCB logic control, where the all secret hides.
Okay.
Secret hide, 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 secret hide.
In fact, this is a standard inverter for converting DC to AC. The inverter is made by the 4-post company from Russia. Although Slobodian has repeatedly said that he developed the software and the driver, he clearly points to the inverter and calls it PCB. It's a lie. You can read about these inverters on the 4-post website. If you are interested, check the information. The DC/AC 3000 inverter supplies devices with a power consumption of up to 2000 watts with electricity and 220 volts AC. The input requires a DC source with a rated output voltage, namely batteries. The inverter can be used as a component of an uninterruptible power supply system, designed for autonomous or parallel operation of up to 15 devices to increase power. The old 2016 sample used a slightly different inverter. Let's see what people think. So, a 3 kilowatts inverter is installed in the aquarium, which is clearly not enough to demonstrate operation under a load of 10 kilowatts. The inverter itself converts the direct current from the batteries into alternating current. Therefore, 800-watt energy-saving light bulbs, a 200-watt fan, and a fake asynchronous electric motor, which consumes 1 kilowatt at idle, can work together. Total 2 kilowatts load. The inverter and the white barrel full of batteries contain all the secrets. The scammer Slobodian brought direct current into one of the sockets directly from the batteries. So as not to get confused, he installed sockets of different colors. Why am I talking about hidden batteries? Some forums have a photo of the assembly of this aquarium. Let's take a look at these posts. This show was held at the beginning of February 2019. The temperature outside was about -10 degrees with a strong wind, so it feels like -14, -16 degrees. As you know, at low temperatures, the capacity of batteries drops dramatically. Therefore, immediately after starting, the motor cannot reach the required speeds for a long time, and this is clearly visible in the video. 1 hour after the start, the scammers turned off the main consumer, the heater. This man blanked the camera. The inverter has started to overheat. At the same time, the batteries are losing capacity. The heater was not turned on again to prevent the batteries from losing their charge before the planned 5 hours of filming. The result, for 4 hours, the load was no more than 800 watts for the energy-saving bulbs and 1 kilowatt for the idle motor. Not even a load of 3 kilowatts is shown. Let's go back a little earlier. 3 months before. GAIA travels to the US to advertise their new pyramid scheme and issues $40 million worth of tokens to collect investments for their so-called perpetual generator. Let's listen to their presentation for a bit.
It's not stopping. It's producing energy with constantly. You do not have to put primary fuel in.
Okay.
We are not talking about a wind generator or a solar generator or oil or
How
anything.
does it work?
It's a question of engineering. It's a magnetic field. Our whole universe is full of magnetic fields. This magnet generator, unbelievable. He switched it on, connect 3-4 devices, take energy, and I can move it around. It's on wheels, and I can move it around, and it works. It just produces energy out of nothing. Unbelievable. And
In 2018, Slobodian starts selling distribution licenses for $100,000 per country. In 2019, scammers are increasing the minimum amount for selling a fake license to $300,000 per country. As we can see on the map, they managed to attract good investments from international investors. Only this map shows more than 40 countries with distributors, which is at least $4 million. But numerous Korean investors are not indicated here. In 2020, the company publishes posts about creating a more advanced version of the magnetic generator, without the white barrel with batteries. Sorry, magnets. Is the operability of the device possible, because it is no longer possible to hide the batteries and output electricity to turn on hundreds of light bulbs?
Заряжаю Теслу от генератора.
In May 2020, Slobodian made a presentation of charging a Tesla car, which made investors enthusiastic and perhaps even transferred some money to the company's account.
So now we're gonna be connecting the charger to its port. Okay, connected. Let's see on the screen.
Пошла зарядка, видно, зелененько заморгал. То сейчас идет энергия от самого генератора. Вот мы заряжаем Теслу.
Hours to reach the full
Видно, что
capacity. Okay, let's check again. Where?
идет зарядка.
So here's our.
То есть это непосредственно идет от генератора. Сейчас мы максимально с одной розетки можем 3 киловатта, так как трехфазная.
From one outlet you can get 3 kilowatts. Remember this fact.
2 kilowatts energy.
Вот сейчас идет зарядка от самого генератора.
Right. Again, all connections.
Полностью автономно.
Apparently, these are the last presentations of Slobodian. June 26th and August 15th, 2020. At the beginning of September 2020, GAIA publishes the news that Slobodian died in a fire due to air conditioning. Three months later, the news appears on the website. Infinity SAV and investors held a conference and decided to continue working on the generator. In March 2021, another empty article about investor negotiations was posted on the GAIA website. These photos were taken during the assembly of the perpetual generator. The photos are posted on the pages of Instagram and Facebook. Some parts of the device are blurred in the photographs. Why did they decide to hide this detail? On the video, intended not for publication in the public domain, but only for investors, Slobodian demonstrates the operation of the device. Pay attention to the control system he is talking about.
Пока это никто не знает, ну пока это очень не видно. Также вот у нас здесь воздушное охлаждение внутреннее. Такая наша лаборатория. Вот еще два генератора, которые мы сейчас делаем. Вот. Это вот блок управления. Вот такое наше. Это хотел показать нашу лабораторию. Вот. Это генераторы.
Этот уже вот собран, и сейчас я его буду... Тут осталось... Ну, тут некоторые моменты тут. Буду скоро уже это... Уже на этой неделе, думаю, уже запущу его. Проверю все. Вот.
Вот такой наш генератор G10. Это рама, система управления. Сам генератор. Это презентационная версия. Вот. Это вот блок управления. Это система управления. Система управления. Блок управления.
Looks very similar, doesn't it? I received this photo of the insides of the inverter without a protective cover from the 4-post company. It is the photos of this so-called control system that are blurred. Slobodian clearly defines that this is a control system. What was hidden behind the blur? So, these are the same 4-post DC-AC inverters from Russia, only in a slightly different design. Let's check what information users of the German forum found on this case. In August 2021, the GAIA website published the news that the Slobodian generator from Korea had been sent to Europe for revision. But as usual, there were some troubles. The cargo even managed to get stuck in the Suez Canal. Later, users found out that the generator arrived in England. In June 2022, an article about a journey into fakes and fantasies by the brilliant developer Slobodian appeared on that website. But the most interesting part is Robert's comment. Looks like they got a generator. But they could not start the device and make it work. Possibly because Sean didn't send the batteries from Korea. But this is my guess. Maybe he sent it. I hope one day we will find out if the batteries were in the package. So, where could he hide the batteries then? These plate-type batteries must be capacious and powerful. The frame of the device will not allow this, it is not hollow and there is no space. The only possible place is the bottom of the device, or rather it is a double bottom. The same bottom is used by magicians in the circus. But such a place cannot hide many batteries. Therefore, Slobodian did not make long circus performances with this generator. He used old white drum full of batteries for hours of shows. There are no long videos on the internet with testing the device for more than 5 minutes. Charging a Tesla car for 5 minutes is the single longest video I could find. During these 5 minutes, Slobodian said 3 times that his generator was charging the car. Now let's take a look at what happened to the Infinity SAV company. On this map we can see a photo with a time difference. Time travel. On the left side is a photo of Slobodian's company in June 2020, 2 months before his death, and on the right side exactly a year later, June 2021. Looks like the building is now leased by another company. This is the main news. Most likely we will not find out the truth about this scam. This comment perfectly describes the whole situation. People who invested money will not tell that they found a double bottom where the batteries were stored. But on the other hand, there are people who helped Slobodian create this fake. They must know the truth. The main lucky one is undoubtedly Ravshan Abdulkarimov, aka Sean. He avoided prosecution for scamming and also received additional investments from unintelligent investors after the incident with Slobodian. And investors were left with a non-working toy. Ravshan Abdulkarimov, originally from Uzbekistan, opened a company in Korea and started selling used cars to foreigners in Korea. Later, he bought a bike for himself and records a video of how well he rides a motorbike. Just a lucky boy. Here is such a story. This is said for investors. But it's instructive for the rest. Arrivederci.